Howdy, I'm Ashley Maverick. Something about myself is that I love learning and I love encouraging others to learn. This is something that I've always tried to make part of my life and my education and my workplace. I applied for this job because I really think that it's perfect for me since the summer position, when I was looking for somewhere to be this summer. That's how I first noticed it. But then when I saw that it was working at a collegiate environment, that's where I eventually want to be. I eventually want to become a professor. So being able to work in the environment is something that I think will be an amazing stepping stool for me, especially to work at this specific school. From all the research I've done, it's been amazing. My last job I'm actually still at, and I'm taking a leave of absence for the summer in order to do this. But I'm planning on officially leaving it once I get my master's degree and I start looking for a full-time job. But I currently work at HEB, and it's not part of my full life plan. It's just part of what I need right now. But it has taught me so many amazing things, so it's definitely worth working there, even if it's not exactly what I want to eventually do. So for my education, I've done a lot of things. I'm getting my multidisciplinary bachelor's in English and theater this upcoming semester, as well as my associates in education. I've learned a lot about why people need to be educated, and how different people learn and different people succeed. And I've also learned a lot about what is best in terms of English and how different theater is created, and really how to respect it as an art form. So for my working experience, one of my most relevant places that I've been is actually my current job, HEB, which I mentioned earlier is kind of a surprise thing, but it's really been a place where I've been able to mentor people. I've only been there for a year and a half, but because I've been able to take up a leadership role, I've been able to use that position to help other people learn and grow and eventually take my position. So that's been an amazing experience. You should hire me because I'm very passionate and motivated, and I'm very hardworking as well. And those are some of my strengths as well, that I motivate myself, and my surroundings motivate me. They really help me succeed in what I'm doing. One of my weaknesses, I would say, is my honesty. I'm honest sometimes to a fault, to where it can become a distraction if I am telling someone a little bit too much about my day, especially if I'm having a hard day. I have a lot of nieces and nephews, so if something goes wrong with one of them, it can really bear on my soul, and people can see it in my face. I also have a very strong red undertone, so I turn red so easily, and people always think there's something wrong with me or I'm embarrassed or something, but it's usually not anywhere near as bad as they think it is. I just turn red. So in a way, that's a weakness because it is, again, distracting. In 5 years, I've already mentioned this, but I want to have my master's, and I want to be looking at a doctorate, and I want to be looking at schools to work as an adjunct professor or as a TA, or even just as an intern, in any way possible. I want to be working in the college environment. Some of my biggest achievements so far have been related to school. I've worked very, very hard to get to where I am, and to achieve the scholarships that I have gotten all of my scholarships have been merit-based. And so it's really been a blessing to be able to work hard and see those achievements tangibly. And that's something I'm very proud of, is how I've been able to see my efforts being rewarded in school. When you're working with someone, I think it's important, whether they're a boss or a colleague, that there is a sense of respect and trust that you can share. If you really want it to be someone above and beyond and not just someone that you kind of say, hey, Jim, and walk past every Monday. I think it's important to be able to trust each other. You want to trust each other professionally, and you also want to have a little bit of trust beyond that, to be able to have that one or two people at work where you can have the honesty that I sometimes struggle with, where you can say, hey, today was a hard day. So it's not everyone that you're telling that to, but one or two people where you can have that trust and say, it's been a really hard day and I don't know what I'm going to do and I feel like it's affecting my work. Can you help me sort this out? But then the respect comes in. You want to have a professional relationship. You want them to respect you, and you want to respect them. Respect their time, their knowledge, their experience, and vice versa. Those are some really important things for me. And then communication draws into and pulls from those things as well. As I mentioned before, I'm a very motivated person. I self-motivate myself a lot because I'm very competitive. I always want to be the best and do the best and the most. And so that motivates me a lot. But I also have a lot of people behind me in my life, a lot of family members and friends who are driving me to succeed and supporting me at every turn. So that's helped motivate me as well, because I want to do well for them. And to show them that all the work they've put into me in my life is worthwhile. For this job, my salary expectations are $15 an hour. I believe that's a reasonable amount to ask. However, I've always been very open. I'm currently being paid about $14 an hour, so that would, I would really want between the $14 and $16 amount. However, because it is such an amazing opportunity, I would be willing to negotiate and talk about, different things, but I'm definitely not looking for a salary at this point in my life. As I mentioned, it's negotiable. I'm willing to work with what you have to offer, but with what I'm used to, then the 15 is what I would expect. But that's not an end game. This job is something that would be an amazing opportunity for me, so there's definitely more for me to gain from it than just a specific dollar amount. I can start the job this June. So it'll be a while, but it is a summer internship type opportunity, so I would love to come up there tomorrow, but I don't think you're really going to need me for summer classes in the middle of winter. So some questions I had, it seemed like there were a lot of different things that I could be doing. You mentioned mostly that it would be helping out with summer classes, but I'd be interested to hear, is that, getting coffee? Is that making copies? Is that grading papers? Is that tutoring? Is that helping teach classes, put together lesson plans? do research for you, what kind of things go into that, more specifically, that is very interesting to me, and I'd love to know more about that. I'd also like to know when I can expect to hear from you. Is it going to be a week, a month, 2 months, 6 months? Because I'll be anxious otherwise, not knowing when you're going to call me back. So those are two things that I'd really be interested to hear. So Concordia, I've mentioned a little bit. It is an amazing school. I have some professors in particular who have helped me grow so much. They've helped me learn things I never knew really even existed. And they've helped me understand the world and how it works and how to become a positive part of it in my workplace and in my personal life as well. One opportunity I had was to visit Canada this past summer for a trip to go see a bunch of plays, and that was just amazing to be taught so much about theater and culture and all those things, and bring into life all these different perspectives from all these different viewpoints of different playwrights, and be able to apply those viewpoints to my own life to help broaden my worldview. So that's really one of the great things I've taken from my Concordia education. So I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.